The key didn't fit. At first, I thought my hand was shaking. I tried again. Metal against metal. Wrong. The keypad was different too. New numbers. New code. My code was gone. I stood there in the late afternoon heat, grocery bag digging into my fingers, staring at the front door of the house my grandfather left to me. The house with my name on the deed. The house I paid the property taxes for. The curtains inside moved. Someone was home. I knocked. Footsteps. The door opened halfway, chains still latched. My mother smiled at me like I was a stranger asking for directions. "Oh, you're back." Back. Like I was visiting. Behind her, I saw plastic covers on the couch. Paint samples on the table. My framed photos missing from the hallway wall. My father's voice floated from the living room. Did she get the hint? And then my sister's laugh. Soft. Sweet. Filmed. I saw her phone in her hand. Recording. My mother leaned closer. We've decided to renovate. It's better for everyone. Everyone. The chain stayed locked. Where are my things? I asked. She tilted her head. We put them outside. I turned slowly. My clothes were in garbage bags. My books were stacked near the curb. My grandfather's watch, the one he gave me before he died, sat on top of a cardboard box like yard sale leftovers. The sun felt heavier. My sister stepped into frame behind my mother. Glossy hair. Perfect makeup. Smile wide for the camera. Family transitions are hard, she said sweetly. But growth is necessary. The door shut. The new lock clicked. And that's when I understood something very clearly. They thought I was powerless. But they forgot one thing. The house wasn't the only thing in my name. And the heat outside? It was about to get much worse. Because they changed the locks. But they didn't change the ownership. I didn't argue. I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I picked up my grandfather's watch from the box like it was the only thing that still belonged to me. Because it did. The sun was merciless that day. The air thick. Heavy. Almost suffocating. Inside, I could hear laughter. Music. My sister's voice, bright and rehearsed. Renovation content is blowing up, guys. I walked to my car slowly. Calmly. Like none of it hurt. But inside my chest? Something had shifted. Not broken. Shifted. I sat in the driver's seat and stared at the house. They thought the locks were power. They thought humiliation was control. They forgot who installed the system. When my grandfather got sick, I moved in to take care of him. I handled the bills. The repairs. The upgrades. Security cameras. Thermostat control. Electric account. Water. Internet. All under one name. Mine. I opened the app. The home screen still said, Carter Residence. Owner, Elena Carter. Owner. Not guest. Not family. Owner. Through the security camera, I saw my mother arranging flowers in the kitchen. My father was adjusting the thermostat. My sister was live streaming from the living room. New chapter, she smiled at her followers. My thumb hovered over the climate control. The temperature outside was climbing. 98, 99, 100. Inside, the AC was running at full blast. I lowered it slightly. Just 1 degree. No one noticed. I lowered it again. Another degree. My father frowned at the wall unit. Tapped it. It didn't respond. I smiled. Not cruelly. Just calmly. Because this wasn't revenge. This was correction. They wanted renovation content? Let's adjust the atmosphere. I locked the doors remotely. Every single one. Disabled the keypad. Activated owner-only mode. Then I turned off the Wi-Fi. Mid-livestream. My sister's phone froze on camera. Her smile collapsed. Inside the house, I saw confusion begin to bloom. My mother checked her phone. No signal. My father walked to the breaker panel. He opened it. Nothing wrong. But the lights flickered anyway. Because I wasn't touching the breaker. I was touching the account. The utilities dashboard showed everything clearly. Electric, active. Water, active. Cooling, owner control enabled. And at the bottom of the screen, transfer access, pending authorization. Authorization from who? From me. The heat climbed outside. The air inside began to thicken. My phone vibrated. First call. Mother. I let it ring. Second call. Father. I let it ring. Third call. My sister. I answered. Why is the internet down? She snapped. I looked at the house through the windshield. Sunlight blazing against the windows. Renovations are hard, I said softly. But growth is necessary. Silence. And then, Elena, what did you do? I ended the call. Because I hadn't done anything yet. Not really. But I was about to. And this time, they were the ones locked inside. They changed my locks. So I changed the temperature. The calls kept coming. One after another. Voicemail after voicemail. My phone vibrated against the dashboard like it was nervous for them. I watched through the camera. My father had taken off his navy coat. His gray hair damp at the temples. My mother fanned herself with a magazine. Mascara beginning to smudge at the corners. My sister paced. Her glossy curls pulled into a messy tie. Makeup no longer flawless under studio lights, just melting under real ones. The thermostat inside now read 86 degrees. Then 88 degrees. Then 90 degrees. Outside, it was 103 degrees. Inside the house, the sealed, locked, perfectly renovated prison they built for me, the air was thick and unmoving. My father tried the windows. They wouldn't open. Security feature. Owner controlled. My phone buzzed again. This time I answered. Elena, my father's voice was different now. Less stern. Less certain. Something's wrong with the system. I let the silence stretch. No, I said quietly. Something's wrong with the ownership. He exhaled sharply. Don't start this. Start this? I stared at the house. You changed the locks, I reminded him. You put my belongings on the curb. It's still family property. I almost laughed. I opened the deed on my phone. PDF copy. Stamped. Recorded. Property owner, Elena Carter. I think you should read the paperwork again, I said. The line went quiet. Then my mother grabbed the phone. Sweetheart, don't be dramatic. We just needed space to fix things up. Space. They needed space. So they erased me. The thermostat climbed to 92 degrees. Through the camera, I saw my sister sit down heavily on the couch. Her white luxury coat was long gone. Now she wore a tank top, fanning herself with a throw pillow. She looked tired. Very tired. And pregnant. A flicker of hesitation crossed my chest. I lowered the temperature 2 degrees. Just enough to keep it uncomfortable. Not dangerous. I wasn't cruel. I was precise. My phone buzzed again. This time, a text from my sister. This isn't funny. I can't breathe in here. I stared at the message. I remembered standing outside the locked door. Sun beating down. My belongings in trash bags. My grandfather's watch in a cardboard box. I typed back. You told me growth was necessary. Another call. My father again. This could be considered harassment, he said tightly. I opened the app settings. There it was. Owner rights, full control. Actually, I replied calmly, this is property management. Silence. Then something new. A knock. Not on my phone. On the front door. They were knocking from the inside. Like I could hear them. Like I would open it. Through the camera, I saw my mother press her hand against the glass. Sweat streaking her foundation. Her gold earrings catching the harsh sunlight. Elena, she mouthed. Not through the phone. Through the door. And for the first time, they understood. They weren't in control. They were guests. In my house. And guests don't get to change locks. They locked me out in the heat. Now they were trapped inside it. It started with one curtain moving. Just slightly. Across the street. Then another. Then a door opened. Because heat makes people curious. And chaos makes it louder. Through the security feed, I watched the neighborhood begin to notice. My father was at the front window now. Knocking. Not gently. Not politely. Pounding. The sound was muted through the app, but I could feel it anyway. Across the lawn, Mrs. Hargrove from 2 houses down stepped outside with her iced tea. She squinted toward the Carter residence. Toward my house? My sister tried her phone again. No Wi-Fi. Weak signal. Her live stream had ended mid-sentence. Her followers had seen her freeze, seen her panic, seen the glamour crack. I adjusted the camera angle slightly, zoomed in. Mother Diane was arguing with Father Richard now. Her beige fur trim coat lay abandoned over a chair. Mascara streaked faintly beneath her eyes. Her bold lipstick no longer sharp, smudged. Father Richard tugged at his gray scarf like it was choking him. Sister Mia sat near the hallway, one hand on her stomach. Long blonde curls damp against her shoulders. Jewelry still sparkling. But nothing else was. Another knock at the door. This time from outside. A neighbor. Concerned. Curious. My father tried to unlock it. The keypad blinked red. Owner access only. The neighbor looked confused. My father gestured, something about malfunction. Heat. Locked system. Mrs. Hargrove shaded her eyes and peered inside. And then, sirens. Not loud. Not dramatic. Just present. Someone had called in a possible safety concern. I didn't have to. Heat and noise do that on their own. Through the camera, I watched my family freeze. Because authorities ask simple questions. Who owns the property? Who controls the system? Who has legal access? My phone buzzed. Unknown number. I answered. Ma'am, a calm voice said, we're responding to a report about a locked residence. Are you Elena Carter? Yes. Can you confirm ownership of the property? No punctuation needed. Sharp. Final. Through the smart home feed, I watched their panic intensify. Fans of her live stream started commenting on social media, neighbors posting photos of the house, the heat waves shimmering in the desert sunlight. The world was seeing it now. My family exposed, powerless. Minutes later, Dad tried the keypad again. Red blinking error. Mia yelled, Elena. Stop this. We're family. I shook my head at the camera. Family doesn't mean you can steal or disrespect me. You chose greed. Now live with it. Mother Diane finally muttered something incoherent, pressing her hands to her face. I leaned forward. One last action. I accessed the security settings. Biometric locks fully enabled. Cameras armed. Notifications on. Any attempt to re-enter, any disturbance, every movement captured, every word recorded. The thermostat was still at 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Water valve closed. Power off. Their comfort stripped away. The house hummed quietly from my laptop. Not a room untended. Not a single system unsecured. And yet, the satisfaction wasn't in chaos. It was in control. In justice executed without rashness, without physical harm. I took a deep breath. The past 4 years, the insults, the unfairness, the endless hierarchy of favoritism, all accounted for. I had set the stage. My family had walked into it. And now, the house, my grandfather's legacy, my inheritance, my sanctuary, was finally mine. I closed the laptop and leaned back. The motel smelled of lemon pledge and old cigarettes, yes. But it smelled of victory too. Because dignity, unlike family, is something you can choose. They tried to take everything. I showed them that some doors, once locked, remain closed. The next morning, the desert sun glared through the motel blinds. I sipped lukewarm coffee, scrolling through the notifications piling up on my phone. Neighbors tagging photos, local news outlets buzzing about the mystery eviction, even a few of Sully's followers demanding answers. I let it all roll over me. Calm, unshaken. A final email pinged. From Grandpa James. Well done. Assets secure. They tried, they failed. Remember, dignity is earned, not inherited. I smiled, closing the message. Back at the house, private security replaced the locks, secured valuables, restored order. The thermostat was now 72 degrees Fahrenheit, the water flowing freely, power humming. Every system under control, every corner watched. Mother Diane, Father Richard, and Mia? Gone. Humiliated, desperate, powerless. Mia sent one last text, pleading for money. I replied with a single emoji, a quarter. Not mercy. Not malice. Just a quiet reminder of the years they disregarded me. I poured myself a beer, opened the window, and felt the warm breeze sweep through the motel room. The box I had rescued, all my things, my memories, my victories, sat neatly on the bed beside me. It wasn't just about the house. It was about respect. Boundaries. Justice executed with strategy, not rage. Family may be chosen by blood, but dignity? That's a choice you enforce. And today, I had chosen mine. The house was mine. The power mine. The peace, finally mine.